Hey, peace and love, family. I want to do a video today, really going in a little bit more on litigation, court procedure, things of that sort that a lot of Moors and people in these sovereignty movements and things like that just really don't understand. It's just a concept that a lot of people don't get because there are a lot of people that teach what I like to call legal theory, but stuff that doesn't actually work in practice. And most people don't know this stuff doesn't work just simply because they don't go into courts. They haven't really helped a lot of people in courts. So they don't understand the little intricacies, the chess rules, moves, things of that sort. So I just want to bring that to the forefront and drop some jewels on the people today. So hopefully the few of you who really listen, understand, who really read, study, will be able to pick up on exactly what I'm saying and not just go by the dogma that you heard. I get a lot of boys want to know why, they file something in court and they feel like basically they got disrespected. Like the judge, the lawyers, and nothing. They didn't say nothing about it. They they challenged some jurisdiction or did a notice of removal or some paperwork that they got from someone else, most likely a template, and they wonder why it didn't get respected. Well, on the screen here, one of the first things is it's called a Code of Criminal Procedure. Now, there's a code of civil procedure and federal procedure and different ones depending on what venue it is that you're dealing with a case. So the code of criminal procedure, civil procedure, whatever, these are the chess moves that the court is going by, that the lawyers file by. These are the rules. So when you do a filing, you do an affidavit, a motion, anything you can think of, your notice of removals, which a lot of people like, it's pretty popular, but people don't even really understand that remedy because to remove something to federal court, they're going to have to see that you tried all of your remedies and what's called exhausted all your remedies at a state level. So until you've actually been putting in paperwork, filing, and still not receiving remedy is when you go for that particular one. You know, and I scroll, just to show, a few things like they define a lot. You know, almost anything you're gonna need to know, they define it in the rules of criminal procedure, civil procedure. Um, they'll tell you what your motions consist of, what that affidavit consists of in the state, how is legally defined, you know, when to file, which is another thing. Um, let's say you you get served an indictment. There's certain rules with indictments, and it does differ from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. But what I will say is one thing that I've seen that's common with them is one, you have to answer it, within a certain amount of time. I want to say it's 14 business days or something like that. There, like they want you to put in a response. But there's also rules that, let's say, you've been running back and forth with this case for a whole year after the indictment. Well, in a lot of cases, and people don't know this, but as part of the rules of procedure, they have to convict you or dismiss the case after a year. Now, it might not read exactly like that, but go through, find this stuff, and find out what these rules are. So you'll know at that time, okay, this is when I file a motion to dismiss. And I know a lot of Moors go, it's funny. It's a lot of Moors that disagree with even filing motions, but it's clear that these people have never read any of these court rules, things of that nature, and they're not into litigation. And if they are, they're the people that are getting their stuff ignored and wondering what the heck is going on, and just thinking that everybody is filing corrupt when you may just not necessarily be going through the proper procedures. Now, another thing, and this goes directly along with this. Oh, don't want to pass it by. It's the civil case information sheet is what it's called out here in Texas. Civil information sheet, civil cover letter. I believe they have one for criminal too. But this is when you're doing your response to a filing in a case or when opening up a new case. This is the cover letter that the lawyers use. You know, but anyone can use it. This is the proper way to file something. So whether you have whatever type of case, civil, family, they break it down for the different branches of law to exactly what they are, whether it's property, medical, legal, family, probate, tax, employment, and then they even go into further of what remedy it is you're looking for, what specific damages you're looking for, if it's a monetary amount, and what type of action you're looking for. Let's say it's a judgment or an injunction. They have all kinds of stuff. And what people don't realize is all of this stuff is organized and laid out. And I've often said that, lawyers, once they pass the bar and get through school, they don't do work anymore. They copy and paste like a motherfucker. And people just really don't understand what I mean by that. So I'm going to just have to really go from some of my books and some of my references to show, because people don't really believe, because I'm not as popular, that I don't know law, I don't study law, even though I have so many books to reference from. I have pretty much a whole library. I don't know who that was contacting me, but I'll get back with you, brother. These are different ones. Code of Criminal Procedure, I have a few books on that, a few books on other things in Texas law. Just going in deep. Islam, and let me see if I can blow this up. Got people steadily hitting me. I can't even make a video. Just to show y'all how deep. And this is the Texas civil forms. These is where the lawyers have all of their stuff that they're copying and pasting from. I say they always copying and pasting. Y'all think y'all doing stuff without all of this information, but you really have no clue of how much they already have out there in the public. You just need to go and find it, go read. Let me clear this up for y'all. Cause see, you people say y'all challenging jurisdiction. Well, this right here is from the book. This is how they respond to it. They have a canned response. Plaintiff's response to defendant's motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. They already got 2 pages of what they already have for a template. They just got to put their name in it. So you think you challenging jurisdiction? You think that's something new or something, that they're not ready for? They got case law. This is 3 or 4 pages. Defendant's motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction. So they read all of this. They have all of this prepared. And this is per the jurisdiction. So what we going on? Like 4 pages, and then the response. So they know both sides, and not only do they know both sides, they got templates for both sides. So you think you running in there with somebody else's little templates, gonna put that on the record, and it's gonna do something? I would think again. You need to be way more clever. You really need to get into these books, think you're gonna run into these courts, and really be able to do something. You need to study. You know, and I'm sick of people that run around here spreading falsehoods. There's people come to me all the time thinking, well, I filed such and such and such. They can't do nothing now, right? No, it's not that simple. And if you try and act like it, you're gonna be jammed up with them. All right, I don't want to go on rant too long, people. Peace and love.